I was just smiling all through the meditation because I got an insight from Sir when he was talking about intentions. Because I was sitting manifesting, and there were a lot of things I wanted to manifest. I want this, I want that. And Sir told that you have to have a clarity for that. And that day I realized my main thing that I want to manifest is that I want to teach meditation to people. So this is the thing which is the first and foremost important for me, and others will follow.
After starting doing meditation, I could see major difference in my behavior, my physical and mental health. So I thought of spreading this to the underprivileged students. So I started going into a school, and after meeting the students there, I got to know that most of the students were very angry with the god or with the universe, that why they are not that privileged like other students or other kids.
Even for this coaching program, Chandra sir, that I have joined up, of course, a few days back, I have been meaning to sign up for this program for a while now, and every time I would stop either at the payment stage or I would stop at something else. But again, as they say, and I mentioned earlier, only when the student is ready, the guru will arrive. I think guru in my coaching journey has arrived as well, and I have successfully signed up for that coaching program. And I look forward to obviously sharing my practices, my experience in the form of a coach when I'm ready and trained, of course, from a coach point of view as well. I think I have got an internal calling now on that front as well that I should sign up. And I'm very happy to be part of the CEO coaching program from a level 1 and level 2 as well.
Good morning and good evening, my dear friends and masters. Welcome to day 33 of the 40-day Yogam program. As today we did learn about the significance of Guru Purnima, and we did start the spiritual laws. We did cover consciousness and reincarnation. Today we are going to continue the rest. So if you have missed any session, so please do watch the recordings on the app. Please join me in welcoming Chandra sir. Welcome Chandra sir, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sagar. Happy morning, dear friends and masters, and great afternoon, evening. Guru Purnima, we had some wonderful meditations. Guru Purnima time. Of course, in the United States, Guru Purnima is continuing. The full moon night is yet to happen. One of the three things that every master, if you look at the essence of every master, if you want to realize the truth, salvation, enlightenment, moksha, liberation, whatever, basically to be free from suffering, they always advocate some meditation practice. And they say constantly keep in the thought of the consciousness, that higher intelligence power. So keep in touch with it. Be in the thought of it. How do you be in the thought of it? By reading, by listening to others who are in the path, inspiration. So it makes us think, contemplate. Meditation helps you to dissolve into it. Being in the thought of it moves you into it, using the thoughts create reality principle. And the third thing they tell is always to do service, to serve people. Do that selfless, unconditional service. When you do the selfless service, again, you forget yourself. Our problems become minimal. So then you sort of merge with everyone when you're doing the selfless service. So three things we do. With all the time we have, we do some meditation. We're doing a contemplation of that thing in the awe of consciousness existence by reading, by listening, contemplating, spending time in nature and all that. The third thing is when you have all the time, then we are helping others, serving others, unconditional, without any expectation. This is the surest path for knowing and to have the realization. Self-realization, we call it. Means to know about ourselves as consciousness. So we do what is necessary to live, and then do everything else towards experiencing what we feel is right for us. So part of this wisdom that we're trying to understand, we started off on spiritual science, 6 spiritual science principles that explain the nature of personal reality, nature of cosmic reality as well. Means how are things happening to me? Why is that somebody is poor, somebody is rich? Why is that somebody is wanting to do but they're not able to do? Why is that some people are having challenges and others don't? Why is that for some people things happen so quickly, for others just don't take, it doesn't happen, it happens for a long time later. Why that some people have children, some don't. Those who do not have seem to do all great things and good things, but they don't have children, but some do. We want answers for all of these questions, all the questions of life. Then these 6 spiritual science theories have to be understood. They give essence. From there we go and then navigate and investigate the sciences through various books and literature. So we said there are 6 spiritual science theories. The principle of consciousness are 6 spiritual principles. Principle of consciousness, principle of reincarnation, principle of cause and effect of karma, the principle of constant progression, principle of yoga and meditation, and the principle of infinity. 6. Everything comes from nothing. That's principle of consciousness. This consciousness is energy at first. It's all energy. It's all emptiness and energy. That's quantum physics. So from nothing, from energy, comes matter through somebody's observation. Then matter comes, matter observes more matter, and so then more things get created. We are there as matter, then we continue to create. We keep putting our observation on things, and when they come into our life, we create them. When they remove our observation, they dissolve. So consciousness is there, their emptiness, energy is there in the beginning. Everything comes from that emptiness into something, and then goes back into the energy form, again comes back, and again goes back, comes back. They're saying all things originate from nothingness. Principle 1. We have quantum physics help to understand a little bit of this energy principle, that 99.99% is all emptiness and energy. So easy to understand. So principle 1 is saying from nothing comes something and it goes back and so keeps rotating. And from nothing to something happens through some observation. So something is there. Something is, intelligence is there. Something is telling us when we go to sleep, deep sleep, you wake up and say, I had great sleep. Who is telling you that you had great sleep when you are not aware of what happened in the sleep? That's called observer. Somebody is there observing. It's called individual consciousness, that awareness, that inner intuitive energy that is there sitting and observing. And so from nothingness comes something, and so there is an observer. There's an observer for everyone who is observing to experience something here, and so then you come here with a specific set of purposes that we want to do. That's how the law of reincarnation is coming as the number 2 principle is the reincarnation. We are reincarnating for a purpose to set of experiences to be lived, and so we take a body as matter, we come here, we take a circumstances of specific circumstances, specific set of people around in our life, like a movie characters, we choose, we come, and then we experience that life, and then we go. It's a chosen life, not forced life. That's reincarnation theory. It's a chosen life. So we come and then go. We come and go for the whole lifetime experience as father, as mother in another lifetime, as sister, as brother, as a close friend. as a partner, as a live-in partner, as something, as a senior boss or an entry-level junior engineer. Different aspects, different roles we take as beggar, as prince. A great actor does not think that, oh, I'm taking a beggar role. Is it going to be like, really bad for me? A great actor does not think. It's acting. They love it. Oh, this got a great opportunity to be a beggar. I have to express my emotion. I have to go through all the difficulties, but it's temporary. I know it. It's just for the character. Beyond the character, that's not there. I'm something else. I'm the way they am. So a real actor does not bother what is the role they're taking. Instead, they enjoy it, they cherish it, they love it. The problem is, if reincarnation is there, then we've forgotten that we are taking acting roles. And so take it too seriously. And so all hells break loose. Somebody says something, then we express a great emotion around it, either angry emotion or joyful emotion or a separateness emotion, feeling low, guilt emotion. It's okay, but the next moment we just come out because the acting is over. That's reincarnation theory, saying there is simply a role you take and play through your own choosing. And so then you come and experience it. And if you know this knowledge, then you can experience it beautifully, like every actor who is a hero, who is doing different roles, enjoying it, going home, talking about it to tell friends, oh, this is great stuff. I was able to really do my emotion right, my dialogue right. So acting, laugh it off, make life simple. So reincarnation theory helps us to recognize that there's no depth, there's life continuity. You come and go, from principle of consciousness, energy to matter, back to energy. And so we come and go. So there is a question of ever going away permanently. It's not simply in a form that we take as an energy form. You have to, if you want to go to New York from Bangalore, you have to leave Bangalore, then you'll be in New York. Pretty simple. You can't be there in both places simultaneously. So you want a newer role, you got to leave the current one. You can't be a technical engineer and say, I'll also be CEO. You got to leave this and take that. So that's reincarnation. You come with a different experience you want, and then leave this and then go there. So your continuity is there. There's time it takes from one role to another role. You need to prepare yourself, switch yourself, you have to rest somewhere. And so you rest. So you take life, you finish, and then you go rest for some time, long enough, and then I feel like, okay, now I want to be a CEO. And you go there, I want to be in New York. So now you take a flight and go to New York. It'll take some time to go and then set it up. But you left Bangalore to be in New York. So that's reincarnation. Happens at your own accord, your own wish. You decide, yes, I want to be in New York for 5 years. You decide and you make your plan and where you want to live, how you want to live. So it's your plan. That's called what we call fate. It's your plan. But in New York plan, can you change your plan? After 2 years, you decide to say, not New York, I don't know, I want to move houses, you can change. So is the case with our plan too. That's where thoughts reality come into picture. So you have everything with you to change if you wish to. Nobody is writing your fate, Vidirata, all that stuff. That's only arguing for our limitation. When you understand this right, we get so much empowerment. All this karma, prarabdha, sanchita, we got a fundamentals wrong, and so we feel like we're stuck in life because I got some past, and so the past is really pushing me down. You think it as I've taken a role, I've taken a villainous role. Everybody's going to point fingers at me. But in that, I've got to just really get my emotion right and then still be there, express myself. And then the audience are clapping. The director is enjoying, you as the director enjoy how great you fulfill your life. It's called living the purpose. So then the remaining laws are there, law of reincarnation, law of karma, which is called, and the other things, let's understand them after meditation. Today we'll cover the remaining. All right. So relax yourself, dear friends. I also wanted our masters to come and share today their experiences from the advanced meditation retreat. When somebody is journeying, when your child goes through a travel and comes back, you'd like to listen to their experience, isn't it? And see what have they gained, what did they understand, what did they learn, how did they enjoy. That's what it is. For friends who have done this program, let's listen to them. See what did they learn. 5 days of intense meditation practice back to back. Hope some of them can join there, and then they'll raise their hands to share. We'll do that after meditation, after a little bit of understanding of the remaining laws, spiritual sense laws. This is one of my most favorite topics because it gives the full big picture understanding about our life events, circumstances. Why is what in a certain way? Why are some people this way and why are some people the other way? Everything is super clearly explained and understood when we study these aspects. So relax yourself, dear friends. We're practicing breath meditation. Our goal is to rest the mind and empty the mind of thought. And we do this by closing our eyes and observing our natural breath. When you observe your breath, mind becomes empty. And so be in the states of emptiness. Whatever happens to experience, just simply be witnessing all that happens when you are empty, in an empty state, where thoughts are less and less and less. In case you have thoughts, suddenly emptiness is broken by thoughts. So bring your attention back to the breath and again start the process all over. It's called breath meditation. Before we do that, we do a few minutes of practice of heart elevation process, which is to go into an elevated emotion or a higher emotion, so they become coherent, and then we take our mind into a very conducive meditative state called alpha state when you do this heart elevation process. So just follow my guidance for this, dear friends. Relax yourself. Sit comfortably. Relax your body. Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, glasses removed, eyes closed, with your hands over your chest area, resting your attention on your heart center. Can you connect with your heart? Take a slow, relaxing breath and feel that energy, the breath of life going in to your heart center. Connect with your heart center, dear friends. Feel it. Love it into your life. Express your gratitude to the center of all emotions. Nurturing all life with its energies of love, compassion, gratitude. Can you recollect an experience from your past, from your present, or from any vision of your future where you felt enormous love, gratitude, compassion? Relive that moment of life, of love, of joy, of gratitude, and feel that energy. And allow yourself to direct that energy onto everything and everyone. Where your attention goes, there the energy flows. Feel. We're all deeply interconnected. We are specks of energy, intricately connected with each other. Relive that moment and feel that energy, and allow yourself to spread that energy onto all things and everyone. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath, dear friends. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience that emptiness. Inside of you, all around you. Allow yourself to merge into that breath and allow yourself to go into that calmness, emptiness, that's energy. All emptiness is energy. Like consciousness. Everything that you ever experienced or will experience is here in this field of energy. The more you stay connected to this emptiness and blackness, the more experiences you draw into your life. Yourself to experience the emptiness inside of you, that emptiness of yourself. This is your divine self, the greater awareness. Merge into it. It's truly an honor and privilege to be experiencing this life at this time of history. Many are not so blessed. Can you express gratitude to all things and everyone? Gratitude to your parents, teachers, mentors, to your family, friends, colleagues, everyone. Be grateful to this grand nature, the bird, the fish and the animals, to everything you use, the technology, the system, the company, the governments. Gratitude to yourself and to this intelligent universe. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Recollect your experiences from the session. And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. And then may open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. Hope you enjoyed the session. So let me talk through the remaining 4 spiritual science principles that complete the understanding. These 6 spiritual science principles are the nature of personal reality, of how things are happening. And so that we understand situations better. Earlier in the week, when Rakesh talked about the spiritual scientific understanding, how to carry forward our life. There are 6 of them, there are 5 of them. That we are connected to each other, so then treat everybody the same with equality. Our thoughts create reality, abundance for everyone. You have infinite potential. As much as you have potential, there is also a higher consciousness helping you. So the spiritual scientific understanding and the mindset helps us to live the life greatly, while the 6 spiritual science principles give us an understanding of how all events are being created. So we gain the strength to accept, have a right perspective. Richard Bach, one of the great masters of all time, spiritual masters, written several books, Illusions, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and many of them, Bridge Across Forever. He said the depth of your belief in injustice and tragedy is a mark of your ignorance. The depth of your belief in injustice and tragedy is the mark of your ignorance, the mark of one's ignorance, if they believe that there is injustice and there is tragedy in life. Which means they're simply saying you're not understood the spiritual science laws. If you are whole consciousness, where is the question of tragedy occurring to consciousness? It's the whole. There's only a poor interpretation, a lower interpretation with a limited understanding that comes from the conditioning, from the culture of the society. And so then we think there is tragedy, there is injustice, this is happening, that's happening. We elevate our understanding to get to see what that is. And these laws can help, these principles can help. So the 6 laws, 1 and 2 we covered in the yesterday's session in detail, consciousness and reincarnation. The law of cause and effect is karma, simply stating, is about fulfilling your role right. You come with a role for a purpose, reincarnate, and you go back. And cause and effect is saying, if you fulfill your role rightly, then your life is effortless, life is easy. Whereas if you don't fulfill a role right, then it becomes difficult, but also you are creating so many consequences, effects are there. You give trouble to other life forms, then you get troubled later, cause and effect. If you support other life forms, you get supported, cause and effect. Constant progression is saying that there is only always progression, so never a failure. Meditation yoga, law of meditation yoga is an accelerator, a catalyst to experience many things in succession, in a short, immediately, in a faster pace. Life moves in a fast pace when you have meditation into life. What takes 20 years will take only 2 years. Many things will happen. Law of infinity is saying that there is life unbounded. The principle of cause and effect say that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. We experience many roles of our life on our own accord. So law of karma, or principle of cause and effect, is simply when you take a life, then you are come here to fulfill a role, a purpose. So you identify what that is and then do your job right. You take a job in a company, you take a specific role. Then if you do your role right without stepping into the boundaries of others, without falling short of what you expected to do, or the role that you agreed to do, then somebody else compliments you, somebody else compliments you. That's how companies create job roles, isn't it? They don't create redundant roles. They create complementing roles so that all put together, when everybody works great, then you get something beautiful produced. So if you do your job right, your role right, and others do their role right, then you are in a great coherency, something beautiful happens. But you keep on stepping onto others. If you fall short of what you expected to do and then cause problems to others because of it, they depend on you, you don't do it. And so then they suffer. So then there is for every action that we do, there is a consequence. When do we have minimal consequences? When we do our role right. Me as a father, my role right. What am I supposed to do? Can I go on interfering with my child and then impress and impose my interests onto the child? So we understand what is right in any given situation and then fulfill it. What have I come here in this lifetime for? To give them a smooth ride, to keep giving them challenges, but we need to know what the plan is. So that's why we sit down with managers, companies regularly, and then understand what am I supposed to do for the next 3 months, 6 months, make your plan, to remind the plan. And so that we need to know. So that clarity needs to come. So sit down with meditation, we come back and plug into the plan. So the law of cause and effect is saying when you do your job right, then your life is smooth because then you are fulfilling and then so others also fulfilling. And so then nobody is blaming each other. Nobody is commenting on others. And so then instead everybody is happily moving forward, experiencing the best. Think of it. If you have to finish a release in 10 weeks and everybody comes together and then works well, then it'll get done in 10 weeks. Otherwise, it'll drag on for 16 weeks. It'll cut into everybody's vacation. Everybody's blaming each other because of this, because of that. So clearly. So the law of cause and effect, a law of karma popularly saying that you come here at your own accord, fulfill your role right. If you don't, then you have consequences, which are called the things that are pending to be finished. A movie schedule is there, a director, and then all the actors come together, they agree, and then they shoot. If they finish everything, the schedule is over. If you only finish 80%, 20% are pending, then you got to come back and then do another schedule again. So if you don't finish what I'm supposed to do in this lifetime, I got to come back and finish them. And so then I come back into a similar role and then I do them until the time I finish what I'm expected to do. And so the cause and effect is saying that if you align to your purpose, the role that you come here to choose, beautifully do it, then you don't have to do that again. Otherwise, you come back and do it over and over and over until you finish it. Law of cause and effect is also saying if you exit in the middle, which is like called suicide, which is the last thing one ever want to do, to exit from the life, then you disturb too many personalities around. In the movie, you have the role, you have the acting role, one role, and you suddenly exit and say, no, I'm not interested, I'm going to go away. And you seriously disturb everybody. And then suddenly everything comes to a halt. Then the director has to find, producer has to find somebody. It'll all take time, so others are disturbed. So what happens? Next time you look for a role, then people said, no, I can't trust you. So you wait. So you wait for a long time before you're given a role again. That's what happens. People would exit with societal tendencies, with suicides, terminate their life that they chose, but they suddenly disappear. The poorest form of any action that somebody can take is a suicide. Because then to get back into body, to get another role, it takes a long time. But you still get it though. The law of cause and effect is simply finishing the pending business, coming back at our own decision, at our own accord, in conjunction with everybody else. So we finish the pending business. So popularly we call it karma, things that have been there. I've caused a lot of problems to others, and so this time I'm facing challenges. It's not to be viewed from that perspective, to be viewed more as a free will system. It's not a punishment system. You decide and say, okay, so I agreed to a set of rules. I screwed up in not following the rules. And so then I want to learn so that next time I don't do that again. I interfered with my children too much. I interfered with my colleagues too much. I just played too many politics and caused so much unnecessary challenges to so many people because of my irrational decisions, irrational behavior. And somewhere you contemplate and say, why the hell did I do that? I shouldn't be doing it. And we reflect upon, we learn and say, okay, now if I want to avoid doing it, then I must go back and see and experience for myself that challenge, that trouble that I caused. That's when we really learn, right? When you're in the situation, you learn full. So we go and then take with our own accord and say, okay, how does it mean? What does it mean to be interfered into my life? If I've been interfering in somebody's life, then you take on a role in a specific lifetime where you are interfered constantly by people. Constantly somebody's like telling you, don't even raise your voice, just do what I say. So you find yourself to be stuck in that. But the reason is that by going through, you're learning significantly. I'm coming to conclusions that I should never, ever do anything like this as being done to me in my ever in a life. So I come to a great understanding conclusion. For that, we choose a challenging learning role, what we call. So it's not punishment, it is self-chosen to come and learn. So a popular misconception that punishment system, karma, it is there because of which my fate is gone. I mean, I got to just go through this thing. Don't be helpless. Instead, we look at it as a learning system. And so then we learn as quickly as possible. The more quicker we come to a conclusion, for example, I should not harm others, then you don't need to re-experience some challenging situations to learn the same thing. You're in 5th grade or 6th grade or doing PhD. You know, what it takes 6 years, if you work a little hard, learn a little faster, write your thesis, then the system is allowing you to complete it in 2 years. And it's not saying, okay, don't bother about the remaining 3. It's called Jnana Agni Dagda Karmanam from Bhagavad Gita. So how do I reduce all the pending actions? Increase your learning faster. The more higher understanding you gain, then the less you have to go through the troubles to learn the same. Isn't it? If you already have a strong grip on how to build a house, which otherwise takes me 5 years, but if I figured out a way to learn to quickly follow and then look at others and learn from it, by interacting closely with the right architects, right people, being very submissive so that I can learn fully from them, I gain the knowledge so I can finish that in 1 year. Rather, what normally takes 5 years to build 20 houses to get to really know with all the challenges, then great, you graduated. So you don't need to unnecessarily waste your time remaining 4 years. So that's called, so Jnana Agni Dagda Karmanam is saying, Jnana Agni Dagda Karmanam, meaning the fire of knowledge and understanding, your karma, the pending business of learning, dissolves. All the pending things that otherwise you'll have to experience to learn the same is dissolved because you already learned. In meditation, we have this great connection to life. And so then we recognize and say, why am I poking into somebody's lives? Why am I commenting on somebody? We recognize it because you're connecting in meditation. You're connecting everybody as yourself. And so you come to a greater realization sooner as you come out of meditation. Okay, so what's the point? Are my own satisfaction of taste buds and I kill animals? They're struggling and suffering, and you feel the pain as you connect, as you come to a quicker realization. And so when you come to the realization permanently, and so why do you need to go through a road of suffering where somebody is, chopping your leg and hand and this and that? It doesn't happen. Because it's all for only learning. So principle of cause and effect is that saying that for every cause there is an action, for every there is an effect, means there is a cause is there in the beginning. No problem. So today if I'm experiencing challenges, because I've taken to learn through the challenges, there must have been a cause in the past for which I'm taking. Good enough. So we have that understanding, then we see the current experience as a learning experience and go forward. And then it's a learning experience. So what am I learning? We look into that. Every time something happens, you say, what learning is there for me? A meditator squarely is reflecting inward rather than blaming outward. What we need to do as a law of the land to see that the other person, when they're doing something to us, harmful, hurtful, fine, we do that. That's a different thing, but it doesn't solve our problem. Our problem gets solved when we reflect and say, why did I get this experience into my life? Why is it this person, this family, this group is just stopping me from going forward? We got to reflect upon. So then there we have a learning and say, okay, so there's got to be some past from me. So let me accept and then look at, reflect, oh, it gives me a lot of patience. It gives me a lot of higher understanding to allow freedom to others. it gives me an understanding that what I promised, I just kept skipping, procrastinating, so I should not do it. So then we learn by reflecting. When challenges are there, situations are not there that are not in line with what we thought we should have, which primarily comes from only from the conditioning, then through law of cause and effect, we understand that it is simply for learning. Problems will simply become adventures. First stage problems are problems, so we are like stuck there, cribbing, complaining. The second stage problems become challenges. Challenges means then you are learning in challenge. You take it as a challenge. You say 40-day challenge. Okay, I want to go. I know that there's some difficulties, but I'll go through it because it's for my good. The challenges slowly become adventures. Everything. Okay, oh, the death is coming. Great. Okay, something is good is teaching me. Adventure means you go into it as if you want to do. You go to an Everest expedition adventure. This is your willful creation. Willfully you're going knowing that you will go through many things. So when that stage comes where everything is an adventure, wonder. A business is an adventure. It's not because, oh, I got to do so many things. It's an adventure. You go in willfully. No, you know that there will be many ups and downs, there are many challenges, many sacrifices. Cash is not there. Sometimes you don't have enough salaries to pay, but that adventure is there. Through that, you experience life greatly. Is when we learn. So, law of karma, cause and effect, has to be seen in the right lens as a free will system choosing to learn to become better, stronger, bigger, so that we can have something far greater experience. You're prepared with many challenges to learn so that in another lifetime if you're managing a 10 people company now and then you go through many challenges, so you're ready to manage a 1,000 people company in the next one. You know it. It's common sense. We know all of this. Same thing, dear friends. In life, we are prepared to take on something bigger and bigger roles. We need a lot of strength, a lot of courage, a lot of patience. They come through these challenges, and so we'll learn. So law 4 is they're all easy from here. The big things are the reincarnation and law of karma. They are like so intertwined. And if these two are understood, many challenges can be very easily understood and dismissed. They may minimize the power loses on our life. Okay, fine. Just what? One more experience. Okay, let me go through it. No big deal. This is how we'll approach it. So the constant learning, there's always learning. There is learning with every experience. So it is saying that as fifth grader, if somebody is gaining 40 marks in the class, if you look back into the bigger horizon, we blame the child and say, oh, you're only getting 40, you only deliver this much. You cannot deliver like other people are doing, very early in the game. You will keep blaming. But you look back, the person is gaining 40, perhaps in the previous lifetime, has only just started school or whatever, so they're only able to just barely expanded his mind capabilities to learn. You see, initially we are in the body stage. So we don't have the capability to even comprehend. When you tell some people, you see, and say, hey, save money so that it'll be useful for tomorrow, they can't save. They'll have to spend the money they earn today for today. Whatever that is, they'll finish it, blow it off, and so they sleep. So the next day they'll just again eat, sleep, and so their comprehension is not there to think of saving. It's just they don't get it. There's nothing like, okay, tomorrow. The people in the body just can't think anything beyond just staying in the body. Now there is stage where your mind stays, where you constantly want, the entertainment to the mind, so you constantly ask for this, and that, so then you keep on looking for it. So a person who is getting 40 marks now, in a previous lifetime must be only at 10 or 20 because their level of mind expansion is so less in the beginning phase of mind-based lifetimes, and so then they're doing great now. From 20, they got up to 40. But we see only in the limited like this origin and say, oh, you are failing. You're 40 on the border, you can't go. But that person, if you look back into the little longer life spans and multiple, and you say, oh, he was 20, he was 10, and so then he's doing 40, great. He's got to 100% improvement. So there's only progress when you take a bigger horizon of life. There's never a failure. Another way to look at it is that every time there's a failure, then you know what not to do. When you increase the time horizon and then don't limit ourselves, then we see that, okay, there is progress happening in life. Stock markets. If you look at a short period, you say, yeah, the market tanked. But look at a period of 50 years, markets only grew. Always. It depends on where you see the times are. Then the horizon is big, then there was only growth. In a short period of 4 years of engineering, somebody is really failing, grades are low. But then you look at a 40-year period of that person's life, they are as good and settled and then doing great in their life as the person who was really intelligently got 10 on 10 GPA in their engineering. Didn't matter. But in the short period, they are failure. But the longer 40 years, the person with 10 GPA, the person with 4 GPA, both are equally doing great. Who is not doing great? So there is only progress when you increase your time horizon for everyone. And so then where is the question of failing? There's no failure at all. We come to this understanding that in life, every experience is teaching us to become a greater, better person so that we are always improving. Those who had failures are also gaining experiences. The successes are also gaining experiences to think bigger and greater. Either way, we are growing. Progression is there. So there's no lamenting, there's no question of ever feeling that, okay, something is not happening right to me. Instead, okay, I'm learning here to move forward. There's constant progression is there, dear friends, for each and every one of us. So there's only growth. It depends on how we see it. The principle of yoga meditation is simply saying that you get a quantum shift. When meditation comes, when this knowledge comes, you see, before this knowledge, we're blaming, before people come into meditation, understand the knowledge, we're simply blaming people, situations, feeling helpless, feeling guilty, always saying that I'm limited, always saying that somebody is pushing me down. So we're in this helpless situation. And so then with thoughts create reality. We eternally create the same reality for ourselves. Be in that situation, slowly change to learn over a period of 40 years, some simple aspects we cross. But when meditation comes like a catalyst, what is a catalyst to chemical reaction? What takes 3 days can take 2 hours. The meditation, this knowledge of self that is experienced beautiful in meditation, so we absorb the knowledge pretty quickly. Not that we all didn't know that everything is Maya illusion, and so why go after this impermanent, go after what is permanent. We knew about, we heard about it, but just never applied because it doesn't go in, sink in that quickly. But with meditation, it makes us go so open about things, and then it makes an experience about the larger part of ourselves. So then we sadly have the ability to observe these statements. What is oneness? What is this ahimsa paramo dharma? We never given attention to it, but now we suddenly give attention. Even try to, without trouble, even harming a mosquito. Forget about killing animals anymore. We got to that level of reflection because the meditation, the wisdom is absorbed rapidly, and so it's an accelerator. That's why people say, I never imagined that I'm going to do so many things. I'm doing so many things in my life right now. Yes or no, Sagar? You suddenly do many things that you never thought you will do. That means acceleration of experience of life. We are getting to do experience. So it's called catalyst meditation. It gives a quantum shift in our life. How many people here, when listening, are experiencing a shift in their life where they are enormously experiencing many experiences that I never thought? Please open the chat. Please write. So this is when our life becomes ordinary to miraculous, no longer ordinary life. Miracle. Miracle means experience uncommon stuff. You're seeing uncommon, experiencing uncommon. Suddenly things happen. And so life becomes miraculous. When meditation is entering, it's living a miraculous life. All right. Somebody gets 100% hike and never imagine that they'll ever get. It's a miracle for them. Good enough, right? It's always subjective experience. It's never objective, never absolute. Everything is subjective. And so then with this understanding difference where meditation enters, where we understand that simply all we are doing is roles we are playing, coming here, taking a role, finishing that and go to the next one, then why bother to get stuck in my house, my child, my husband, my wife, and this and that, when you get too stuck with it? We don't do anymore. This is an experience, move forward. Okay, they made a dialogue on me. Who cares? It's okay. I don't become that. Otherwise, somebody makes a comment, then I hold on to that for 6 months. How dare they do it? How dare they say it? Way behind the back, what did they do? Who is a loser? We lost 6 months of valuable, precious time of our life to do so many experiences. We hold on to that and get stuck there. So when we understand, when the meditation knowledge comes, when we know that it's all me and then how I feel about my reality, not influenced by others. And so then you move forward, you don't get attached here and there. Instead, you truly embrace infinity. You have infinite knowledge. Knowledge moves to experience, so infinite creation. We move in there. We don't hesitate to create. Everything is then around a purpose that we're deeply satisfied with. And so we keep experiencing life. We keep creating projects. We keep creating things that we want to go. And we do. Life unbounded in infinite ways. So we become truly an unlimited being. At least we're in that state of consciousness that we are unlimited. We can create anything if we wish to. That is sufficient. So, dear friends, so the 6 spiritual science theories, and then old self before meditation, before I understand this, the new self is saying, old self is saying nothing, new self is saying I'm everything. New self is saying well, I'm hardly anything, but the new self, your energy or the consciousness, so you are everything. Old self says death, here it says eternity, there's life continuity, there's no death. I simply became matter to energy. Body disappeared, we're going to come back in another body, another place, another place. So we lose the fear of death. Then there is no luck. We drop the word luck and random and all of these words, unscientific words. Now we say everything is my creation. Okay, I'm going through an experience now. There's got to be a past, a holy past. There must be a past, and so I'm experiencing now. I got a ticket now because 3 months ago I crossed a red light, but something came now. Problems simply become learning. So we no longer see a problem as a problem. Say, okay, oh, it's teaching me something. It's an adventure. So I'm going to go through it to have a newer experience, something that makes me learn. When do you learn really? Only when we have challenge, not when things are going comfortably, smoothly. When you're in comfort zone, no learning at all. It's boring life. That's why you're in comfort zone. 5 years you'll be in comfort zone. You look back and say, you don't even remember what you did because it's all just routine. Comfort zone is not what a spiritualist seeks. You seek unsettlement in life so that you learn a lot more. And so the failures, then they're no longer failures, and they're all simply progress is there. You view into that. Life is progressing through thick and thin. In successes and failures, you are learning. As your progress move forward, you know what not to do. You know what to do and you know what not to do in every event and experience. So that's progress. And so then, dear friends, we create a miraculous life and live a life of unbounded experiences. These are the 6 spiritual theories. When I read this from Patricia, when I understood this, it gave me so much of bigger picture. And so from there, then I went and explored books on law of karma. If you read Osho, you'll understand some of it, Torkom Seradian. Then on death and reincarnation, there's so many books are there. So many books are there. Anything that talks about reincarnation also talk about karma. So you read Michael Newton, Dr. Newton Kondaviti, you read Sylvia Brown, Jacob Borden, Raymond Moody, All these masters have written many, Hans Tannenbaum, Ian Stevenson. Many of these books we read, Peter Richelieu. So then we study reincarnation, study karma. So I read many of them. And so more and more crystal clear picture. And the rest of them are easy to follow. When you correlate your life events here, that there is only progress for you or a period of time. And so then it's easy to understand that there are no challenges, no failures. We stop blaming our children, stop blaming our colleagues, stop blaming relatives that because a few things are happening to me. Right. And so we embrace meditation, so then we constantly are reminded of the impermanent nature of things that are there, so we don't stay attached to them. No relationship, no situation, no object, no life event is greater than your life itself. You'll come to that conclusion, stay in that awareness constantly with meditation. And so then, of course, then we embrace infinite reality. We simply choose whatever we wish to do, we do it. There's no, total empowerment is there. And so we just keep doing things. Thank you, dear friends, for listening to this very important lesson or talk about this. So please read. So what do you got? Yes, Sagar, what announcement do you have?
So we do have the self-assessment form too that has been floated on your WhatsApp groups. So for those of y'all who have not filled it, please do fill it. I'm also sharing it here on the chat. And the second announcement is that we are excited to start the uh, uh, meditation coach program. The first batch, the level 1 batch, is starting on July 23rd, and the level 2 batch is starting on September 7th. So please do make use of it, and we are sharing the detailed information on your WhatsApp group. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Coach program is, we do many programs. You just have to look at and see what works for you. Then advanced retreat coming up in Pyramid Valley International again in September end. And then, of course, the coach program is starting as soon as this is over. So some of those for intensified learning, intensified practice, right? I am here with another great master, Karthik, in his home in SFO Bay Area. The right way to introduce him is, I guess, his mom is a great meditator, teacher. She taught and literally helped so many people. What is about 15 years ago?
Yeah.
About 15 years
18
ago. Yeah, I don't know else challenges. You overcame them through meditations and literally had a great teaching run for 10 years and then helped so many people change their lives in Vizag called Kumari Madam. And so Karthik here in Bay Area doing some wonderful meditation work. He's a meditation kid since childhood, so listen to some of his idea and understanding. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Karthik. I work as a software engineer at Uber in San Francisco Bay Area. I've been living here for the last 7 years. So I learned meditation from my mom. I'm from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. I learned meditation from my mom during teenage years. Like every other teenager, I used to hate it when all of them used to, sit as all kids for meditation. But I think the important thing now when I look back is the seed has been sown back then, right? We used to do it once in a while. Uh, but something that I really started all by myself was being a vegetarian since the age of 16. And it came naturally to me. I didn't feel like eating it, not because somebody asked me to do it. And I stuck with it for the last few years. So I think meditation definitely helped me, like in the past, in bits and pieces, like because I was not regular in the past, but it did help me whenever I wanted, whenever I needed to lean on meditation for whatever I want to manifest in my life. It was all. And back then, I didn't even know about manifestation and the science of manifestation, right? So I was working in Bangalore. I worked for India for 4 years, and then somehow I wasn't feeling good about working. And then I took a break. I tried something to start on my own. It didn't work out. And then I was like, okay, might as well do some work for non-profit organization. During then, I think we used to have an organization called Pyramids back then. It was associated with PSSM, right? We wanted to create tools, technology tools, and mobile apps for meditation. And we created one such app for GCSS, Global Congress of Spiritual Scientists, that used to happen in Pyramid Valley. And it was that 1 year experience of working with people was a great experience for me. I learned a lot during that experience. But somewhere in my mind, within my heart, I think I had a lot of desires. I wanted to earn money. I wanted to travel. I wanted to experience all of that because I didn't experience any kind of like material experiences when I was during my family, right? We were in a middle class family, and I always wanted to experience. Then I planned to go for masters. Masters, like preparing for masters is not an easy thing, right? You have to like prepare well in advance. You have to give it like 6 months of time. And I was like, why do I need it? Maybe now is when I have this thought. Let's see how it will work out. I applied to just 2 universities. Put a lot of thought saying I should get it, and then I didn't even have time to write GRE, which is required to get into universities. And then I wrote a few emails to professors saying, hey, I have this 4 or 5 years of experience, and that should help me with whatever I need in my master's degree. Can you give me a waiver for GRE? Right? And luckily, I got a waiver. Like one professor replied to me saying, "Okay, I think you have relevant experience. I don't think you need to go through GRE again." And then he gave me a waiver. So I just went and wrote a TOEFL exam, which is test for English. And then within 2 months of like wanting to get into a college in Canada or US, I got placement. I got into a university in the United States. I'm back in India, so that was a learning that was needed for my growth and experience. It was difficult, but I think I applied whatever wisdom I had from my family, from my past, from my association with all my family members and meditation that helped me navigate that phase of my life. I was alone in the US one year through. It was very difficult for me to focus and concentrate, but I did make it. I came out of it. I became stronger. Got into a big tech company called Uber, and then it gave me all that I needed. In 5 years, I was able to buy a home in California. I was able to get all the money that I wanted. I'm completely satisfied with all the like material desires I have. Right now, I feel that I'm content, and then I do whatever I can to share my wealth for greater purpose and all of that. Um, but I've been also regular with meditation for the past few years, and it gave me a lot. I had to again go through some personal loss in my life. I lost one of my my younger sister, and it was very difficult to go through. But again, the wisdom, the meditation, and everything that I've been carrying throughout my life helped me navigate that path. And then I chose to, not interfere too much in what my sister has chosen for her life, and accept um, whatever she chose for herself, right? For meditation, I think I learned three main things in my life. One is a huge inner voice. I always used to be dependent on my friends, with dependent on Chandra sir as a guide for my career and all these other things. But as I did more meditation, as I gained more wisdom, I felt like I have my own inner voice. I have myself to take care of me. I leaned on myself whenever I needed strength, support, help in whatever way possible. And then whenever I have questions, I sit on that questions, contemplate on it, meditate on it, try to get my own answers without feeling that I need something from someone. That's number one. Number two, I stopped blaming people and situations in my life. I mean, like everyone else, I put my blame on my parents. Why did they not like pay for my college and get me into a good college like some of my other parents did for their kids? I used to carry that in my teenage years. And then after that, even in situations like work, relationships, I used to feel like, why is this person behaving like this? Why is my manager not helping me out, right? And with meditation, I stopped that completely. I stopped putting blame on anyone. Like that is the situation, right? I realize that life doesn't differentiate in terms of feeding you experiences. It'll feed you whatever experience you need to have for your own growth, that you can take it, whatever you can call it, bad, good, right, wrong, whatever it is, but it doesn't differentiate, right? And all I realized, what every time life gives me an experience, feeds me an experience, I just need to engage. I just need to engage with that experience, see whatever I can do to completely put myself there and deal with that situation all by myself, right? Without blaming anyone. And that gave me a lot of peace. Like that gave me a lot of happiness, a lot of contentment. And I feel very peaceful with all of that. And third, I lost fear. I lost fear about a lot of things in life, losing people, that fear is gone. Um, Losing job, I think I carried that. After COVID, there was a lot of layoffs in the Bay Area. And then I had a lot of fear that what if I lose my job? I'll only have 2 months to find a new job. There's not a lot of jobs in the market and all of that. And that's where all the wisdom that I carried helped me, like in terms of looking at limiting beliefs, right? All I needed was one job. Why do people keep saying the market is bad? Are you really saying there's not even one job in the market? It's never the case, right? All you need is one job, and you need to prepare for that. That's why I started changing my circuits in my mind, and that not only made me peaceful, but also it empowered me to deal with the situation without worrying too much. I was able to focus my mind completely on what I need to do rather than fearing about what might happen if I don't get a job in the next couple of months. And I also kept telling myself that what's the worst that can happen, right? Looking at my past experiences, every time I tried to do something and it didn't work out, I got something much better than I anticipated, right? So I also created that mindset of, okay, if something doesn't work out the way I wished it to be, maybe something even greater will be coming my way. And I was always like keen on that surprise factor, that something exciting might come my way. So that all that I think mindset helped me like grow and navigate life. And if I have to say one thing before I end it, I think one simple thing that we can do to keep ourselves in check every day to grow spiritually is practicing the art of non-judgment and non-interference. That is a concept that I loved from Patriji when I think I read one of his articles during COVID when he used to keep writing daily messages. And that starts with ourselves, right? A lot of times we judge ourselves for doing what we have done, be it in the past, be it now. I think we waste a lot of time and energy by doing that. If we can totally apply that with ourselves first, then we can start doing it by also applying with others, right? Absolutely. I think in any given situation, you can never interfere with someone, even it means giving suggestions, right? Like we say during our sessions, like we learned from some of our sessions, there are infinite possibilities, and the person is picking one of that infinite possibility. Can you really suggest someone like out of those infinite possibilities? No, right? You can possibly suggest one or two, and there'll still be a lot from that infinite possibilities. And suggestion should always be a suggestion. Suggestion should be given when somebody comes to you rather than you giving suggestion, is what I feel, because again, you waste your time and energy getting into things that you don't need to get. That way you can conserve your energy for what you need to do rather than getting into everything and anything that comes and that you notice, right? Uh, but thank you, everyone. I did attend the 5-day meditation retreat in Sedona last year. That was game changing for me. You wouldn't believe it. I was going through something. I kept an intention that I need something. I need a job that is more fulfilling than what I currently have. And also, there were layoffs going on in my company. On my fifth day, right after I finished the fifth day, I was reached out to by a director in the company saying, I heard that your previous team is getting wrapped up and being moved to India. I have a job in my team. Would you like to join? With no interview, nothing. And then I said yes, just before I left Sedona, right? And the last 1 year has been so fulfilling. Um, for me, I've been mentoring like junior engineers. I've been growing. I've been learning what I really enjoy. I was able to identify what my strengths are. So it's been fulfilling. Again, this year I went to the 5-day retreat in Mount Shasta. I maintained silence for 3 days. During that time, I tried to put some intentions that I wanted to, and it's all going great. I'm sure this will also work out, and I'm looking forward to what the rest of 2025 has in store for me. Thank you so much again. Thank you, Chandra sir.
All right. So beautiful. So much clarity we have. Youngsters having so much clarity means that something great is going to happen for all of us. Incredible amount of clarity that I take time, 5 days, and so I know things happen. So many possibilities. So how can you even suggest what is right for you? How can you even know? Rather than simply tuning in to get the best. So thank you, Karthik. Very, very wonderful. And thank you for support to spiritual causes and Buddha's Quantum Foundation. And you must teach, as we spoke in our youngster sessions, you must teach all your wisdom and how it's helping you, right? Thank you. Very, very powerful. First time I'm hearing from you also. This elaborate. Okay, it surprised me quite a bit. Thank you. Okay, friends. So we'll conclude it here. So we'll see you tomorrow again. Tomorrow is what? India's Saturday?
Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday. So Friday. Okay. There must be some topic. So we'll go through it. So we'll see you all tomorrow as we're completing our spiritual quotient week. And then we go into the final week, which is where the real purpose of life is to fulfill ourselves, to make it very meaningful. It's all about purpose and service in the next week. I find the most important part of these programs are eventually recognizing that there is a clear purpose for us, and so then we can go into it rather than simply spending time like everybody else does. And so we'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you.
I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you. And so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you. And so it is.
Namaste, all friends and masters. What a powerful sharings today, as always. And it's always amazing to listen to others sharing. For me, definitely it happens. I get my answers. Just in one line, I get an ocean of answers, what I was actually looking forward to. So, yes, the forum is open for any questions or any clarifications, any doubts, and definitely sharings. I request please come forward and share how the journey has been. We are almost on the verge of completion of this 40 days program. And I'm sure something beautiful is emerging in everybody's life. For those of us who have uh, we've come to know about these theories for the first time. How was it? What did you feel? If I look back, how I understood these theories was it was actually very, very profound and very, very deep for me. Just six theories, and it answered so many questions that were there in my mind. Definitely, there's something really beautiful happening for you as well. Request, please come forward and share. And if there are any doubts, please clarify. Would anyone like to share, please? How Sir related it to the movie and actor, and in fact, like when we go on a trip, very rarely it will happen. Like, you want to go to the same place again and again and again and again. We want to explore different places. We want to explore different different kind of places also. So similarly, it happens in we choosing our lives also. For me personally, earlier when I used to see people with a lot of challenges, and I used to feel very bad about it. Like, why it is like this? Like, why, I used to feel like that. Why everybody doesn't have everything, equal opportunities, and in terms of, the so-called the societal hierarchy which is there. Why somebody's right there, not at the top, not at the middle, but facing a lot of challenges. Then understanding these theories made me understand that uh, I never judged, but I need not to feel that somebody is lesser or more. They are here to just have that experience, right? Somebody might be a beggar. They choose to be a beggar in this lifestyle and lifetime, and in other lifetime they may choose to be a prince. So it's the same soul uh, coming forward to experience different things. And also from the theories, we also understood if the reincarnation, the karma, like in this lifetime, if I have hurt somebody, in the next, I will go for an opposite. I will choose to be hurt to learn my lesson. So, very, very profound and very, very deep and very, very beautiful indeed. I would love to hear how these understanding has been for you as well. Okay, no more questions, no more doubts, no sharings. Although I'll be very, very happy to listen from you and make the session as interactive as we can. Uh, However, if there are no more questions and no more sharings, then we'll take a pause here and we'll meet tomorrow then.
Thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 'Cause I'm so
Thank you so much.